My name is Brock Jameson, and this is my co-host, Nick Pulland.
How's it
We'd like to
going?
welcome you once again to the More Than a Game podcast. This is where we share how beyond the X's and O's, football is truly more than a game and it has an impact on our everyday lives. So we shared that our one of our segments is Chief Concerns, and we're going to start filming Chief Concerns as a separate session that lasts approximately 30 minutes. So this is our first ever Chief Concerns bonus content, okay? And we're coming forth on a Sunday night immediately after Sunday Night Football, and our Kansas City Chiefs defeated arguably the best team in the NFL, the Detroit Lions, 30-17. And I'm gonna lead with the stat that nobody else is gonna lead with: zero turnovers, zero penalties, only one punt. Okay, it's pretty hard to lose a football game when you have that stat line. 30-17. 3-3. Rashee Rice comes back next week. Everybody, we are locked and loaded. We are getting hot at the right time. Chiefs Kingdom, unite.
Yeah, it's a great win, and you got to give a lot of props to that offensive line. Man, Jawan Taylor, like you said, no penalties. He stood his ground, and Jalen Moore stepping in for Josh Simmons.
Yeah,
What a game!
earning that $15 million paycheck. Definitely earning
Outside,
that $15 million paycheck.
yeah, outside of giving up that one sack at the end, he played a solid game. Man, it was so good. So props to that offensive line.
Yep, Patrick Mahomes with his fourth rushing touchdown. It's hard to believe that that's the most he's ever had in a season.
It's it's
So,
Yeah. It's crazy because this is the type of stuff you see from Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs, and he's already in playoff form. And do you think it's too early to say he might be in the MVP conversation? I think he's there.
um, I don't know. Everyone loves Dak Prescott, but the Dallas Cowboys just don't have a great record right now. If the Dallas Cowboys can't get to the wild card, you can't really make any case for Dak Prescott. It's always one of the top seeded teams. So I can respect the Mahomes argument. Josh Allen's obviously going to be right up there with him. In the NFC, I don't know. Nobody from Detroit stands out because they're just such a stand up team.
Maybe
Nobody
Baker
really stands
Mayfield.
out for them. Yeah, you know what? He's the guy. He's definitely the dark horse for MVP. And I'd like to see the guy win it, in all honesty. The only award Patrick Mahomes wants is the Lombardi Trophy. And that's the only trophy he needs. So we'll go ahead and let Baker Mayfield win that MVP award. But Patrick Mahomes, 57 passing yards. Jared Goff only has 203. Okay, like I said, the Chiefs only punted once. I believe the Detroit Lions punted twice, but they had two turnovers on downs. So basically a shutout from the defense. 17 points to Detroit is basically a shutout, in my opinion.
Yeah, great game by the defense. And the only downside I can give on that is Kamari Connors. He kind of a weak spot on that defense. I personally would like to see Noel Williams get a little bit of more some more snaps in his place because he's currently the number one ranked cornerback in the NFL. But outside of that, good defense. We did get to Jared Goff one time. Charles Omenihu started off a little slow, but he's starting to come to life.
Yeah,
I
he
like
had
what I
the
saw.
one sack. He had the
Yeah.
one sack for the team in the game. Chris Jones had a better performance, had an acceptable performance. Definitely, definitely no standing up near the goal line sipping Mai Tais. So he demanded a double team on nearly every snap. Leo Chenal was all over the place, got player of the game with Sunday Night Football. I personally wish Jalen Moore could have got in there for player of the game because, man, the work he did to Aiden Hutchinson made all the difference in this football game.
Facts. Absolute facts. I couldn't agree more.
But and I didn't realize until they were interviewing Hollywood Brown, he had two touchdowns. I knew he had one, and I guess the one in the second half, I probably didn't notice it was him because I was just so happy we were beating Detroit by 10 points in the fourth quarter. So
Yep.
I was probably just so over the moon about that I didn't think, oh, that was Hollywood Brown's second touchdown.
Yep. Both touchdowns. They're both receiving touchdowns, even though I don't think that first one, I don't know. I don't think that should be a receiving. It feels more like a rushing, but still, yeah, they're both great
It was
plays.
the touch pass. It
Yeah.
was the touch
And
pass.
but man, that's three touchdowns by Hollywood Brown in the past, what is it, 3 weeks now. And yeah, it's crazy because it was Tyquan Thornton for a while, and now Hollywood Brown's kind of taking that next step as the end zone threat. And it's like, bro, when we get Rasheed Rice back next week, who's gonna stop
Yeah.
who? Everybody's a threat. And Travis Kelsey starting to look like himself again. What?
Yeah, so, something you didn't expect to see. Who led the Chiefs in receiving yards tonight? Travis Kelsey. Travis Kelsey was 78 yards. Not something you expected to see at all, but he made some very crucial plays when it mattered most, some really tough catches, and he
Zero
had
drops.
a few a few juggling acts. Oh, he dropped one.
Oh, he
He
did.
was matched up against a linebacker in the third quarter. You know those loop-de-doo routes he always
Oh
does.
yeah, yeah.
Collinsworth brought attention to it. Collinsworth was like, "You make those work if you're Kansas City. That's your bread and butter play." And he was
Just
like,
that
"Those have
play.
got to work." No, it happened in the third quarter,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I might have missed
Um,
it. Yeah.
yeah, but the whole time I am sitting here with that 10-point lead and I'm like, are the Chiefs gonna chief? Are they gonna do it? Okay. And we scored a touchdown to start the second half and it was 20-10. And then I was like, okay, we're here. We're not gonna cough it up, at least in the third quarter. and then and then Detroit got that touchdown. And if I'm not mistaken, the Chiefs punted after Detroit's second half touchdown.
That's
No, they
correct.
came back. No, they came back with a touchdown. So after Detroit's second half touchdown, the Chiefs had a second half touchdown.
It was our
But
second drive of the second half is when
you
we
know,
punted.
so I got it right here. So it was touchdown Chiefs, punt Lions, punt Chiefs. But after the Lions got that touchdown in the second half, the only points they scored, after they got that, the Chiefs came right back with a touchdown to make it a 10-point lead once again. Okay, and those are the Chiefs I know from 2018 and 2019, all right? Those first to 30, that was the performance we had tonight. And man, it felt special. Pinch me, I must be dreaming. I could not imagine it the whole time. After they kicked the field goal to go up 13, I was like, do not count Detroit out, okay? And I just couldn't believe it. But oh my gosh, after that turnover on downs, we got the ball back with a minute 58, and you're like, yes, the game is over. The Chiefs just beat the Lions. This game, and you can't be any happier because you knew, blessing in disguise losing to Jacksonville. Because let's be honest, guys, if we lost to Jackson or if we beat Jacksonville, we were probably just going to be like, we'll take 3-3. We'll take 3-3. That's how we would have felt. You guys know how the Chiefs play against an opponent like Detroit. But check this out. Chiefs lost, lit a fire underneath them, and helped them recognize we got to win this game. The only way we can feel better about Jacksonville is to beat Detroit. So what did they do? They beat Detroit to get to 3-3 before Rasheed Rice comes back. And if you would have told me the three teams we beat were New York, I would have expected that. But if you would have told me Baltimore and Detroit, I would have laughed. I said we might beat one of those teams. Not a surprise about beating New York. It's not a surprise losing to Philadelphia. Those two things you would expect, let's be honest. But losing to LAC, you didn't expect. Losing to Jacksonville, you sure as hell didn't expect. Okay?
No.
But it was so wild that losing to those two teams forced the Chiefs to bring their A game against some giants within the Baltimore Ravens who might not be anymore, but at the time they were still considered a giant, and the Detroit Lions.
No, yeah. I agree completely, and it's just been it's been a bit of an odd season, but it's like since that Giants game, we're 3-1. We're 3-1, and we would be 4-0 in those games on a win streak if it wasn't just for some dumb plays, which I don't want to get into last week because last week's last week. We've moved on. We're feeling good, but
Yes, we have
yeah.
absolutely moved on. No, no need to talk about that depressing loss to Jacksonville because we have been given the most uplifting victory any team has experienced in the NFL by taking it to the Detroit Lions. Mr. Go for it on fourth down, Dan Campbell. We beat him in his own game. He came for that fourth and down. You learn something new every day. I did not know the quarterback couldn't run while in motion. The
I didn't
quarterback
know
has
that
to be set.
either. I didn't know that
Yep,
either.
you learn something new every day. You learn something new every day. We'll be happy for it. It didn't matter in the end, 13-point victory. So you can't really complain too much. Butker had the miss. Butker had the miss. We didn't fix that. And I kept telling myself, if this game comes down to that missed extra point, oh my gosh, we're going to have to start thinking about Harrison Butker definitely. But it's a team effort. And today we won as a team.
See, that's two things. Well, first being last time we played the Detroit Lions in the regular season, we lost 21-20 at 1 point. And I know it was preseason, but in preseason of 24, we lost to them by 1 point. And I'm like, imagine we lose to the Detroit Lions by 1 point because of Harrison Butker. It'd be kind of crazy. Now, as far as Harrison Butker goes, it's time to overreact. It is. I've given Harrison Butker the benefit of the doubt for weeks now. He's had a mistake every week, and last week he was about to have a perfect game, but punts it out of bounds in the 40-yard line, and which probably cost us that game. But again, we're not talking about that. But Harrison Butker, it's okay. Maybe it's in his head a little. He will get this right. Just because we won, we can't just, excuse it.
Sweep it under the broom.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
sorry, sweep
bro.
it under the rug. Can't
Bro,
sweep it under the
you
rug.
can't.
Yeah, it is a problem. But it's week 6, dude. So um
So every week,
oh, you know what? Every game. Yep, Philly. Yep, missed 58. New York, he missed an extra point against New York.
yes,
Oh my gosh, it has been every week. It's not
yes.
just a joke. It's not a joke when people say every week. It
It's
literally
literally every week.
Okay,
Ugh.
yeah. Yeah, you know what? It is a red flag. You're absolutely right. I was gonna bail him out by saying, "Oh, there's one or two where he was okay," but then it's like, no. In every one of our 6 games, he has missed a kick.
Yes.
So, yep,
It's it's bad. The
he's
problem is, it's like we can't make a move right now because if we cut him, which part of me was saying that after that kick, I'm like, we need Harrison Butker off this team now if he's not going to fix it. And bro, I think it's mental. Well,
you can't
because
cut him. It costs too much money. He will
too
not
much
get
money.
cut.
And who's going to
You
replace him? Who's going to
you
replace
can't,
him?
no one understands, but behind Mahomes, Kelsey, and Jones, who's number 4? It's Harrison
Harrison.
Butker. Okay, James Winchester. Those are the only 5 players to win all 3 of this dynasty. Mahomes, Kelsey, Jones, Butker, and Winchester. Only 5 players to win all 3 Super Bowls. So right behind that big trio, right behind the Chiefs Trinity, is Harrison Butker. Okay, so this guy is not getting cut. I mean, it's going to take a postseason missed kick for this guy to get cut. Okay, that's what it's going to take. No regular season kick is going to knock him out. He's made the longest kick in Super Bowl history. You know, the amount of kicks he saved us with Buffalo, 13 seconds, Super Bowl game winner, Super Bowl 57. Somebody help me out. What other kicks has he made to save us? Yeah, none are coming to the top of my head, but yeah, he's not getting cut off some regular season kick.
It's not some regular season kick. It's probably a third of his kicks. Let's be honest. It's a problem. But
No, I'm
it's
saying literally any kick in the regular
yeah.
season, the dude's not getting cut. That's my argument.
It's just the problem
But
is
but that first kick you miss in the postseason, the first kick you miss in the postseason is probably gonna be an issue.
it's just Harrison Butker said it in the offseason. Someone
I
asked
think
him,
I
how when you miss kicks, how do you respond? And he basically said, don't let it become mental. You got to get rid of it because if you slightly change any of your motion or anything, that's when they swing left or right. And it's hitting him mentally. Because I saw a video from the sideline right after that kick, and he's just practicing kicking those footballs into that net. And the dude's taking like 30, 40 seconds each attempt. And he's like lining himself up, going back 3 steps, forward 3 steps, and it's like, man, has it gotten to him mentally? What does he got to do to fix it? That I don't know.
Okay, I didn't pick a lot of that up. I think we're having a little bit of technical issues, but the Butker rant is over. We're getting into the weeds over here. So one thing I'm gonna bring up was the decision to go for it on fourth down when you're deep in Detroit territory. Points are sacred, but the Chiefs went 10 plays, 50 yards, and that drive ended in a turnover on downs. It was fourth and a long one, let's call it two, and they tried to complete that pass to Worthy. It was great coverage by the Detroit Lions defensive back, whose name is escaping me. That was like his first ever NFL snap. Because Detroit's secondary is like a three-legged dog right now. I mean, they're just really beat up. But I will hold it to my grave, just like, that Kelsey interception where I said you should have kicked that. You had no business being down there with goal to go. And I will hold this one. You should have kicked that field goal. It doesn't matter, but I really believed in kicking that field goal just to put points on the board on a high-scoring game like this.
I agree completely. It was one of those things. It's like you know who you're going against. And like you said, we beat Dan Campbell at his own game. He loves going for it. We decided to do the same thing. We converted. He didn't. That was the deciding factor in this football game.
I think they only went for it twice and only got one, if I'm not mistaken. The Chiefs were 1 for 2, 50%. I don't think Detroit ever got one. I really don't.
No, we converted twice. The touchdown, and there was another one later on. It was
Well, the
fourth and
Worthy
one.
touchdown. No, you're right. You're right. So it's two out
Yeah,
of three. The
yeah,
Worthy touchdown. That
yeah.
was that was a fourth down conversion. I keep
Yes,
forgetting that. So the three touchdown passes were Worthy, Hollywood, Hollywood, correct?
yes.
And then we
Mahomes ran
kicked
one
only
in.
one. Yep, yep. Dude, I love the Mahomes rushing. It is so hard to believe that his career high for a regular season is 4 rushing touchdowns. That makes no sense to me. The dude is so dynamic, but it shows how prolific our offense has been and how much he's been able to save his legs. And let's be honest, we haven't had that same prolific offense at the start of the season, which is why he's made it to 4 rushing touchdowns a little bit quicker than usual.
Nope, I agree. Like I said, he'll probably get a couple more on the year, but with Rasheed Rice coming back, I do expect that to slow down a lot because we just don't need
I
it.
was
We
so sad to see Kelsey couldn't get in the end zone because we want him to get Priest Holmes' record. Let's see. How far is he from Priest Holmes' record? How far? I think it's 4 touchdowns to tie it, if I'm not mistaken. And every touchdown counts for this record because we know Kelsey is running out of gas.
Yeah, this is the last year. This will be his last year for sure.
I can't find it. Travis Kelsey has, I think he has 79 touchdowns, if I'm not mistaken, two this season.
Priest Holmes holds 83, so yeah,
So he needs four to tie it.
it's doable. It's
Well,
doable.
yeah, he has 94 all time, but he's got 83 for the Chiefs, and every one of Kelsey's touchdowns is for the Chiefs. So yeah, for the franchise record. Yeah, he needs four more, and oh my gosh, I wish he could have held his balance like in a handstand and then just reached for that goal line, but he's just focused on staying alive at the end of the play. Let's be honest.
Here's the thing. They won't tell you directly, but does this stat matter to Patrick and Travis? Are they thinking about it? Because
Obviously,
they are. Yeah.
obviously.
Yep.
You
They
know,
won't.
Trap, they're not bringing attention to it. I don't know why. Everyone cared about TGs. I think it's because TG is on Amazon Prime that there was the news around breaking it. And if you break this, I'll pay for your fine if you dunk it. But I think Priest Holmes has obviously like fallen under the radar just in general. People kind of forget about the career he had. So I don't think anyone cares whether or not Kelsey breaks his franchise record for most touchdowns.
Yeah. I don't want to say he's forgotten, but man, it's a lot of it was Jamal Charles as well. Jamal Charles had such a great, not very long career with the Chiefs, but his average yards per carry kind of was like, oh my goodness, he's one of the best ever when it comes to yards per carry. And the dude is just so dynamic. And it was like, okay, Priest Holmes saying it kind of like almost like it got overshadowed a bit. I mean, you could agree or disagree, but I
No,
don't
you're
know.
right.
Not
And the team just wasn't very successful when he was on it. So that's why people forget about it. And people will never forget about Mahomes and Kelsey just because of obviously winning 3 Super Bowls in 5 years. I mean, that's pretty impressive stuff. So, yeah, more to take away from this game. I just knew if they could hold a 10-point lead into the fourth quarter, it was going to be good. You knew you knew after they scored the touchdown to go up 27-17, you just knew if Detroit can just kick a field goal or not score this next drive, the Chiefs are going to win this game. Detroit didn't score that next drive. The Chiefs got it back, and oh man, it would have been so great to put a touchdown to go up 34-17, but field goal works just as well.
Time management on that drive too. It's the Chiefs out like the past, honestly, and the whole Andy Reid era, minus this year, have had a problem of closing out games. But the way we ran it in, got first down after first down, even though we didn't get that touchdown, we killed a lot of clock and we left no chance for Detroit, pretty much. And that's just something we haven't seen from the Chiefs last year or in 2023. And it's huge. Closing out games is big
Yeah, the
in this
fact that
league.
they got that field goal. I mean, it would have been scary if they didn't get that field goal and you're giving Detroit the ball 3 minutes, 10-point game. Either way, they would have to recover an onside kick. But 13 points makes you feel good because you got to score 2 touchdowns. Um, but then they got the ball back before the 2-minute warning. I mean, it was just the craziest thing. I was like, wow, we really showed up to play tonight. I couldn't believe it. I was like, pinch me, I must be dreaming. But let's say that opening drive, the biggest thing was just not to score a touchdown. Okay. We were getting beat. We almost held them to the 3-and-out. Then Sam Laporta completed that pass on a good webbing route that made Sam Laporta open. So that's a great play. But then they really start laying it on, and you're like, uh-oh. Okay, and then it's goal to go, and man, the Chiefs defense this season has been incredible with goal to go. So they see goal to go, and you're like, all right, just hold them to a field goal. But then you're like, they're going for it. But then the hang up with the touchdown forced the delay of game. Jared Goff was complaining to the referee, too busy complaining about the last play to understand that the play clock is running down. And what's the result? You get a delay of game penalty. And I said, go for it now, Dan Campbell. Nope, nope, not hitting that blackjack. He decides to kick the field goal, and it's 3-0. We raise their bluff, and it says, "Yep, we're beating you at your own game, buddy."
For sure. It was a great all around game, and Detroit, they were a little bit salty there at the end. Brian Branch, man, just couldn't take the loss. Wouldn't shake Mahomes' hand, and then smacks Juju Smith-Schuster right in the face.
Yep, has some choice words for Juju Smith-Schuster after they're just trying to say good game. And another thing I will share, no one will bring attention to this, but it looked absolutely ridiculous. Brian Branch was wearing his mouthpiece. He was wearing it all right. He was wearing it on the back side of his helmet in the air slot. He was wearing a green mouthpiece in the vent of his helmet. You know how the Revolution
Huh.
helmets, they have a
Yeah.
vent. They have a
Yes.
vent up by the cranium. He was wearing his mouthpiece in the vent of his helmet, okay? I think when they tell you to wear your mouthpiece, Brian Branch, they're telling you to wear it inside your mouth, on the upper grip of your teeth. They are not telling you to wear it on the back part of your helmet.
It's called a mouthpiece. Name says it all.
Do you think there's going to be some suspension from him?
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, let me just share my screen really quick and show you exactly what it is. I gotta click on the image first. I gotta bring this to everybody's attention, guys. It's ridiculous. So, let me share my screen real quick, show you guys what I'm talking about. He's wearing his mouthpiece, all right. You see that? This is how this guy wears his mouthpiece.
Unbelievable.
I trust me, Brian Branch.
Was
When
this
you
all
are
throughout the game?
Yes, I don't know how you didn't see it. I mean, I guess you got to pay attention to this stuff, but no, he's obviously been quoted doing it. So there's all these images of him doing it, but I'm just trying to show you guys. I'm trying to make this available to the media and to Brian Branch yourself. That's not how you wear your mouthpiece, okay? You wear it in the upper portion of your lip, okay? In your upper teeth. In case you were struggling.
That's unbelievable. Glad you brought that up because I wouldn't have noticed. That's for sure.
Yep. I was just so funny. I was gonna probably, I thought about bringing attention to it, then I forgot it throughout the course of the game. But then who started that scuffle at the end? Mr. Mouthpiece. Miss, just to remind me, that I need to bring attention to this.
So funny. Man, are we gonna?
Yep. But I
We
like
want to. Sorry, what was that?
I like the way you said it, Nick. We beat Detroit at their own game, going for it on fourth down. We had a higher fourth down conversion percentage than you. We scored more points than you. We beat you at your own game. And, it can't be understated enough how weak their secondary is. And I'm not going to say we exposed it, but we took advantage of it. The Chiefs took advantage of that weak secondary.
They sure did. Do we want to preview next week's game at all? Give some predictions, or what do you think?
Okay. All right. Let's just say takeaways after this game. So it's quite obvious that if you lose to Jacksonville 2-3, if you need any team when their back's against the wall to win a football game, it's the Kansas City Chiefs, and they won it. We're 3-3, ready for Rashee Rice to come back. We control our own destiny for the AFC West, obvious enough. We just need Buffalo to lose one more game to control our own destiny for that number one seed. So in a very technical sense, all right? So if you're the Chiefs, you got to be feeling good just because the AFC West is up for the taking with these teams, and with how these teams are playing, they're starting to revert to their old selves, and the Chiefs once again are reverting to their old self. So, as a fan base, we got to feel good about this AFC West race.
For sure. And something else we need to take away from this game is we've always been a team that passes the football a lot. We had a balanced attack, as you saw today. We ran the football quite a bit. Pacheco had a good game. Kareem Hunt.
Mahomes did not lead the team in rushing. That's a victory.
It's a victory, all right. Man, isn't that nice to say?
Yep, exactly. So that's why I brought attention to it. Mahomes did not lead the team in rushing, but he
Yep,
did lead the team in rushing touchdowns.
he did. I was going to say it was a clean game by Mahomes as far as taking hits. Outside of that one run, it was, what was it? I can't remember how many yards it was, but he got hit like 3 times, and I was kinda
Yeah,
just like,
it was
"Uh-oh,
it was a
uh-oh."
3rd and 8, and man, he was fighting for it. But that's our dog. I mean, Mahomes got that dog in him, and he's obviously letting everybody know he is not afraid to take a hit. He is a football player at the quarterback position, Nick Poland.
I love it.
Rashee Rice coming back. We cannot treat this guy like Jerry Rice, okay? We can't because we've been treating this guy like Jerry Rice, acting like he's the savior of our offense. But let's not forget his name is Rashee Rice, okay? Not Jerry Rice, Rashee Rice. He's our number one receiver, but not Jerry Rice. Rashee Rice is coming back. And we got to look forward to next game against Vegas. One game at a time with this team I mean, we're not even above 500 yet. So you are what your record is in the NFL. Not above 500, one game at a time. Let's look forward to Vegas.
Yes, sir. Let's look forward to Vegas, alright. It is gonna be nice, though, because all of our receivers are, like I think are they all under 6 foot? They might be. I know Worthy is. I think, Thornton is as well,
Yep,
and
yep. The Chiefs, everybody's got a type, right? In the
yeah.
romance world, we all got a type. I actually don't believe in it. I think people should be attracted to beauty in general. No, but I mean, someone who's being the best version of themselves, you should just be attracted to it. Unimportant. All I'm trying to share is the Chiefs have a type at wide receiver. You got to be less than 6 feet, 180 pounds, and run a sub 4.40. That's who the Chiefs like at the wide receiver position.
Unless you're a She Rice, and that's why this is exciting to get that big body back in there because it's gonna open things up a lot.
Our power slot wide receiver.
That's right.
But next week against Las Vegas, I don't know if Brock Bowers will come back or not. He's missed the last 2 games. Let's hope Brock Bowers makes it back and gives the Chiefs a challenge. But it's one of those games. We know the any given Sunday philosophy in the NFL, so we obviously get that. Um, and it's just one of those games you can't overlook. You're going to be at home. It's a 10 a.m. kickoff. Well, 10 a.m. for me, noon for our Chiefs fans in the Central Time Zone, where most of our fan base is located. It's a noon kickoff, early kickoff, and it's the Chiefs' first one of the season, so that's something to look forward to. One of only 2 that's currently scheduled. Actually, 3. I think Indianapolis is also an early kickoff. So one of only 3 scheduled early kickoffs. Chiefs, a big primetime team, tend to struggle as showing up to these early kickoff games. So let's just hope that the Chiefs are ready to play next week. They're not hung over from this massive victory that they just slay the giant of the Detroit Lions. Let's just hope they show up next week ready to play, because if they do, then they will beat the Las Vegas Raiders.
Only thing that's just got me a little nervous is it's a divisional game, and the last two times they've come into Arrowhead, they haven't been a good team either time. And it's like they beat us on Christmas. We were obviously the better team, but they just beat us. And then last year we got lucky with that fumble on that last drive, and if not, they would have kicked the game-winning field goal. And yeah,
Yeah, I will tell you, this is historic with the Chiefs. Okay. Chiefs played the Raiders better on the road. I don't know what it is, but you're obviously bringing attention to this. This is not just a Mahomes Reed thing. This has been like since 2000. Okay, if you look at the Chiefs' total record against the Raiders, they are way better whether it's Oakland or Vegas compared to at Arrowhead, and they tend to always win much better on the road against the Raiders too. I don't know why. The Raiders just know how to play the Chiefs at Arrowhead. It's always ugly. It's either one score by the Chiefs or it's a loss. There's no reason not to expect anything different this week. Besides, there's two times I know of, and it's two times with Derek Carr. We destroyed them 40-3 in the 2019 season when we were on our way to our first Super Bowl victory, and the other time was after they planted the flag in 2020 after beating us 40-32. The next time they came to Arrowhead in 2021, the Chiefs defeated the Raiders 40-9. So those are the only two
they all
times I can.
gathered. The whole team gathered on our logo, and that lit a fire under our team.
Right. So the next time the Chiefs played them at Arrowhead the following season, 2021, they demolished them 40-9. And those are the only two times I can think of when the Chiefs destroyed the Raiders at Arrowhead. But every other game, Chiefs Raiders Arrowhead, it's one score. I mean, it's always ugly.
2018 was a pretty good blowout, I'm pretty sure. The
Oh,
deep
you know
passes
what,
to
Nick?
Tyreek Hill and Robinson.
It was
Yeah.
40-3. It was the one game we had to win to get that one seed because we kept losing. We needed to win one game with three left to go to try and we ended up having to win the last game of the season. It was kind of scary. Yeah, good reference. Showing our encyclopedic knowledge of Chiefs Kingdom, you and I, and that's what we want our viewers to see.
Absolutely.
We'll go ahead and give our predictions for the game next week because we're not going to cover it in our original podcast. Um, give me uh Give me Chiefs 21, Raiders 17.
Yep, sounds about right.
Butker misses a field goal. He doesn't
Oh
miss extra
no.
points. He doesn't miss extra points. He misses a field goal. So it's 21-17.
My prediction was it's actually very similar, and I had this in my head before you were gonna say anything. My prediction is 17-16, very low scoring. And man, we're at 14 to they're up 16-14, and we kicked that last second field goal. It's a lot like the Chargers game last year. Was that 17-16 as well? I can't remember. The
It was
doink.
19-17.
19-17.
The score was 17-16 until the Chiefs
Mhm.
kicked that game-winning field goal. It was 19-17.
Right. But yeah, this game ends basically the exact same way. He kicks it, it goes left. All of Chiefs Kingdom's about to have a heart attack. Doinks right on in. 17-16 victory at Arrowhead, and we go 4-3.
Oh, you think it's gonna doink?
It's gonna doink in. Everybody's gonna have a heart attack. They're like, "Oh no, Bunker!" Oh, it's good. A
Yeah,
doink
the
for the
sad
win.
thing the sad thing is I can't disagree with you. Like it sounds pretty accurate. It sounds pretty accurate, Nick.
Yeah, it sure does.
We hope we're wrong, everybody. We hope we're wrong, but we know how our Chiefs play against the Raiders at Arrowhead. So we're just mentally preparing ourselves for a one-score game. All right. Um, my name is Brock Jameson.
And I'm Nick Pullen.
And this is our bonus footage of Chief Concerns for our More Than a Game podcast. We need to take this season one game at a time. So what do we say? On to Vegas. On to
On to
the
Vegas,
Raiders.
baby.
On to the next opponent. So on to Vegas, baby.
Yep. All right. Go Chiefs.